Hello guys, today's lesson is not going to be very easy. So what do you think? Some verbs are followed by gerunds, some other verbs are followed by infinitives, and some verbs can be followed by gerunds or infinitives. That's not going to be easy. Now, native speakers don't have to think about the difference, but English learners have to memorize the different verb combinations. I'm sorry. So let's take a few examples. To enjoy will always be followed by a gerund. Example, I enjoy cooking, I enjoy taking pictures, I enjoy talking to pew. To want, for example, will always be followed by an infinitive. So I want to take a picture, I want to study English, I want to talk to pew. And some other verbs can be followed by infinitives or gerunds. Example, verb to like. You can say, I like taking pictures. You can also say, I like to take pictures. So, it's just a question of learning the different combinations, okay? Let's start with the verbs, followed by gerunds, followed by ing, okay? To admit. He admitted stealing the documents. One of the boys admitted breaking the window. To avoid. Try to avoid making her angry. He tried to avoid answering my question. It's better to avoid traveling during the rush hour. To consider. Have you considered filing for a divorce? I considered applying for the job, but then I decided against it. To deny. He denies attempting to murder his wife. They denied stealing the money. To enjoy. I enjoy listening to music. I enjoy not having to get up early. I don't enjoy cooking very much. To fancy. I don't fancy going out this evening. To finish. I'll call you as soon as I've finished cleaning the house. To give up. He gave up gambling. I'm trying to give up smoking. To go on. To carry on. We need to talk. We can't go on fighting like this. If you go on letting your dog chasing my chickens, I'll sue you. To imagine. Imagine earning that much money. I could hardly imagine living in such a remote and desolate place. To keep on. He keeps on criticizing me. I'm fed up with it. Why do you keep asking me questions? Can't you leave me alone? My memory is getting worse. I keep forgetting things. My car keeps breaking down. To mind. Do you mind waiting for me? I hope you don't mind sitting on the floor. Would you mind turning down the volume, please? Would you mind not interrupting me all the time? Would you mind not interrupting me all the time?
Please, pew pew.
To practice. I need to practice reversing the car into the garage. To put off or to postpone. I've put off writing the letter so many times. I really must do it now. Shall we postpone painting the kitchen until next week? To resist. He couldn't resist showing off his new car. To risk. I can't risk telling my parents about it. Don't risk being killed. We've been advised not to risk traveling in these conditions. I don't want to risk missing the train. To stop. I couldn't stop laughing. Stop arguing and start working. Has it stopped raining yet? Stop making so much noise. To suggest. Sam suggested going to the cinema. I suggest holding another meeting next week. You also have this structure here. Verb plus somebody plus gerund. Examples. I can't imagine George riding a bike. Can you imagine anybody being so stupid? I can't imagine him saying that. Sorry to keep you waiting. Sorry to have kept you waiting. You can't stop me doing what I want. I hope you don't mind me asking you. Let's now do the verbs followed by infinitives, okay? To afford. They couldn't afford to buy a house there. I can't afford to go out tonight. I don't have enough money. I couldn't possibly afford to eat in that restaurant. We can't afford to go abroad this summer. To agree. He was in a difficult situation, so I agreed to help him. To appear. He appears to be worried about something. She appeared to be in her late 30s. They appeared not to know what was happening. To arrange. They arranged to meet after lunch. To beg. He begged to be told the truth. To begin. To start. I began to feel dizzy. I was beginning to think you wouldn't show up. It started to rain. I was starting to feel tired. To claim. I don't claim to be an expert. To decide. It was late, so we decided to take a taxi home. The weather was nice, so we decided to go for a walk. We decided not to go out because of the weather. I decided not to apply for the job. To deserve. They didn't deserve to win. He deserves to be locked up forever for what he did. To expect. We expected to be late. To fail. I waved to him, but failed to attract his attention. He failed to make a good impression at the job interview. To forget. Don't forget to post the letter I gave you. To hope. I hope to find a new job soon. She's hoping to win the gold medal. We hope to arrive around 2. To learn. How old were you when you learned how to drive or when you learned to drive? I've learned how to edit videos. To manage. We managed to get to the airport in time. To mean. I meant to call you, but then I got too busy. And also, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to make you cry. To offer. He offered to carry my bags. To plan. She originally planned to be a doctor. To pretend. She pretended not to see me when she passed me in the street. To promise. He promised to be on time. He promised not to be late. She promised not to tell anyone. To refuse. She refused to give me her phone number. I refused to answer any more questions. To seem. She doesn't seem to care. You seem to know a lot of people. My English seems to be getting better. They seem to have a lot of money. To tend. I tend to forget things. Women tend to live longer than men. When I'm tired, I tend to make mistakes. People tend to think that the problem will never affect them. I tend to agree with many of the points you make. To threaten. They threatened to call the police if we didn't stop the noise. To want. I don't want to know. What do you want to do? To wish. I wish to see the manager. You also use infinitives with structures like would like, would love, would prefer, would hate. Examples. What would you like to drink? Where would you like to go? I'd like to go away for a few days. Would you like to come to dinner on Saturday? I'd love to meet your brother. Would you prefer to have dinner now or later? I wouldn't like to be your mother. And here you also have the structure verb plus somebody plus infinitive. Examples. My lawyer advised me not to say anything to the police. What do you advise me to do? He allowed me to use his car. They don't allow people to park here. They don't allow us to make personal calls at work. He asked her to give him a hand. I always encourage her to study hard at school. We expected Tom to be late. I didn't expect it to rain. She forced herself to be polite to them. I got him to help me. We invited him to come and stay with us. The officer ordered them to fire. Try to persuade him to come. Can you remind me to phone John tomorrow? My father is teaching me to drive. Who taught you to speak English so well? Mrs. Fellendahl did. She told me not to tell anyone about it. I don't want anybody to know. What do you want me to do about it? What time do you want us to be there? I want you to know the truth. He warned her not to touch the wire. They warned me not to believe everything he says. I wouldn't like him to be my boss. Be very, very careful with the verb to suggest. You can never say, he suggested me to ask. Not good. So you have to say, he suggested that I should ask your advice. And please also notice the following structure with interrogative words, such as, your lawyer can advise you whether to take any action. We asked how to get to the station. Have you decided what to do? She explained to the children what to do in case of emergency. I don't know whether to apply for the job or not. I quickly learned how to use the computer. I don't remember how it works. He showed me exactly what to do. He taught me how to drive, or he taught me to drive. He told me how to proceed, etc. Be careful with the verbs to make somebody do something and to let somebody do something. So here you also use the infinitive but without to. Examples. John's glasses make him look older. I made him promise to help her. The film made me cry. What makes you think he doesn't like you? She doesn't let me use her car. Her parents wouldn't let her go out alone. Let me carry your bag. Well, that's it for today, guys. Sorry, long lesson again. I got carried away again, I suppose. I hope you learned a few things here and there. And I hope you will... Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. I hope you will subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye.